Good morning, everyone. Coach Julian here, and today we're going to learn how to take an at bat during a baseball game. First thing first, you always want to practice safety. You want to make sure you have a helmet, bat, maybe some gloves, or any other protective devices that you feel will make you more comfortable at the plate. Number two, step into the box. Yes, that's right. Once your turn is up, you will step into the box. And once you're in there, normally you're going to step maybe a little bit behind the plate and definitely within the box. If you hit the ball outside of the box, you're out. But we'll talk about that a little bit later. Now, let's talk about the fundamentals of a swing. First thing first, you're just going to step in the box. You're going to load up, put your bat up. You want to keep your elbow up. You want to make sure that you're looking at the pitcher with both eyes. A lot of people, they'll turn their head so that only one eye is seeing them and maybe the other eye is only partially seeing them. So you want to make sure you have a full head-on direction to the pitcher. Okay? Now, once you're there, you're going to be in an athletic stance. So similar to any type of sport, weightlifting or anything else, your feet are going to be just outside of your hips or your shoulders. Maybe a little bit further. Again, it just depends on your preference. Now, once you get into that athletic stance, your knees are going to be bent, and again, eyes forward. Now, once the pitch comes to you, you're going to step. Now, that step is typically used as a timing. So once the pitcher starts his motion of a pitch, you're going to step with your lead foot, and then once you get to the point where you're going to swing the bat, that foot should come down, and then you're going to proceed with your swing. Now, that swing consists of several elements in order for you to be successful. First thing first, hips. All your power, everything starts with the hips. So once you step with that lead foot, your hips should come around, and then everything else should come around. Now, so step, hips, hands come around, and you want to make sure that when you're watching the ball, your chin starts with the lead shoulder and ends with the back shoulder. That's to ensure that you're watching the ball from the pitcher to the back of the glove in the event that you might miss it, or just to make sure that you know that you're keeping an eye on the ball all the way through the strike zone. Now, moving on. You might have to adjust your stance. Sometimes you might have to move back in the box to make sure if you're, in dealing with a faster pitcher, maybe you have a slower pitcher and you have to move up in the box. Again, the key component is to make sure you're within the box and that you're not making contact with the ball outside of the box. So that's one thing. Now, let's just talk about a couple things that most people don't ever talk about. First thing first, head forward, elbow up. A lot of people, they'll have their elbow up. If you have your elbow up, it's just going to ensure that you're having a proper technique. You want to make sure that the bat is almost, you want to swing level, and that the bat head is pointing up, and the bottom of the bat is actually pointing down to the plate. A couple things else. You want to make sure that your hands come through. You don't want to come outside. You want to make sure that your hips start first so that when you swing, you're hitting the ball out in front. Now, some more advanced techniques. If the ball is pitched inside, you want to hit the ball out in front. That way you can drive the ball. If the ball is pitched right down the middle, swing away, have fun, enjoy it. See how far you can hit that thing. If the ball is pitched outside, you're going to let it get a little bit deeper. You want to drive that thing out to the opposite field where no one's expecting you to hit that thing. If you look at DJ LeMahieu for the New York Yankees, he's probably one of the best that you're ever going to see hit an outside pitch. So, now that we have a couple other things, let's just take into consideration some other factors. You have to know the situation. Are you a leadoff? Are you the first man up to bat? What's your approach? Are you being aggressive or are you being patient? Those are a lot more advanced techniques, and that really, basically comes along the lines if you've been playing baseball for quite some time. But if not, if this is your first time ever seeing this video, I'm going to help you out. So, leadoff hitter. The purpose of a leadoff hitter is to either get on base, increase the pitcher's pitch count, and obviously be successful. So, a lot of leadoff hitters, they wait for the first called strike. What that means is you get up there, you're up to bat, and you're watching pitches until a strike is called. If a strike is never called, then you've met your goal. You're now on base with a walk. If you get that first called strike, well, now you're ready to go. But you're only swinging at pitches that are within the strike zone. Now, strike zone is typically your knees to just below your jersey letters. As you can see here, I have my alma mater, East High School. So just below that, umpires are going to, differentiate. So be prepared for that. And it has to cross the plate. And I'm talking any part of the plate. If the ball hits the plate just that much, a fraction of an inch, it's a strike. But you will find out that umpires will call it a little bit further out or in. So just be prepared for that. And don't let it frustrate you, because that's just how the game goes. The game's been being played for over 150 years, almost 200 years. But that's another story. So, to continue, once you're up to bat, you have to understand that, again, are you looking for a walk? Are you being aggressive? Are you waiting for first pitch strike? If you are being aggressive, typically that comes toward the end of the game or when the game's on the line. You have a runner on in scoring position. You're trying to come back if your team is down. And you're not just looking at pitches. You're being aggressive. You're swinging at strikes, even if it's a first pitch strike. So, those are just a couple approaches to the game. Now, to move on, let's just talk about a couple other things. You have to know the basics of a swing. You get 4 balls. If the 4th ball is thrown to you, they call it a base on balls, which means that you're awarded a base to first base. You also get 3 strikes. You also hear this through life. 3 strikes and you're out. So, if you get a 3rd strike, whether you're swinging, looking, or it's a foul tip caught, you're out. And you have to proceed back to the dugout. And there's a hit by pitch. Doesn't matter if it's the first pitch, the last pitch. Once you're hit by a ball, you're awarded first base. Now, which brings me back to safety. You do get hit by pitches periodically. And here is the proper way to avoid being hit in a way that's dangerous. You're up to bat, right? Eyes forward, elbow up, bat pointed down, athletic stance. Ball comes in. It's coming at you. First thing you want to do is turn away from the ball so that your backside of your body is going to receive the pitch that might be headed towards you. Second thing, drop your bat. Make sure your bat is down outside of the zone. As a coach of over 20 years, I can't tell you how many times I've seen a ball hit that bat and either go fair, which is very rare, or just gets fouled. And instead of having a walk or a hit by pitch, now you're, at a 3-2 count. So you're up to bat, turn, drop your bat, and as a lot of people say, wear it. Now, for safety purposes, don't wear the ball. Getting hit by a pitch, it hurts sometimes. It is a part of the game, but the last thing you want to do is wear it on the helmet or get hit in the helmet, anywhere in the upper body. And there's a lot of bones and joints and ligaments and nerves that get hit, and it does hurt. Again, it is part of the game. So just understand that. But I want you to know how to safely protect yourself in the event a ball is coming in your direction. Now, with that, you just have to know the situation. How many outs are there? Are there runners in scoring positions? What are you trying to do? You just need to make a bunt. You just need to make contact with the call. Maybe you need to lay down a bunt. That's in the next lesson. We'll talk about bunts later. Again, baseball is one of the hardest games to be played. There's thinking on every single pitch, whether you're playing defense or you're up to bat. Now, once you learn how to do those things, you're going to be better off to it. And once you learn that, come to Denver East High School. I got a spot for you. Thank you for your time. Have a great evening. Bye now.